You picked up your phone again. You didn't decide to. You just did. No notification, no reason. Your hand just moved. This feels normal. But it isn't, because right now your brain is running a program that's thousands of years old and it has no idea it's holding a smartphone. Wait. What does that even mean? It means the part of you that reaches for your phone 40, 60, 100 times a day isn't broken. It isn't weak. It's just old, very old, and it's reacting to something it was never designed to handle. Let's start with what actually happens in your hand and your head right before you unlock the screen. There's a tiny burst of anticipation, not pleasure yet. Anticipation, a kind of maybe something good is here feeling. That feeling has a name in psychology, and it goes back to a man named B.F. Skinner. In the 1950s, Skinner ran experiments on pigeons. He'd put a pigeon in a box with a lever. Sometimes pressing the lever gave the pigeon food, sometimes it didn't. The reward was random. You'd think random rewards would make the pigeon give up. It didn't. The pigeon pressed the lever more, obsessively, far more than when the reward was guaranteed every time. Skinner called this a variable ratio reinforcement schedule. Unpredictable rewards create the strongest, most persistent behavior loops known in psychology. Sound familiar? Every time you pull down to refresh your feed, you're pressing that lever, and sometimes there's something good, a message, a like, something funny. Sometimes there's nothing, and your brain doesn't know which one it'll be until it looks. That uncertainty is the hook, not the content, the not knowing. You didn't build an addiction to your phone. Someone built an addiction machine and then handed it to you disguised as a tool for staying in touch. But here's where it gets stranger. Have you ever felt your phone buzz in your pocket and it wasn't buzzing at all? You're not imagining it. There's a name for this too. Phantom vibration syndrome. Researchers Michelle Drouin and her colleagues studied this in 2012. They found the vast majority of college students they surveyed had felt a phone vibration that never happened. Not occasionally, regularly. Why would your body invent a signal that isn't there? Because your nervous system has started treating your phone like a limb, an extension of your own body that needs constant monitoring. When something is that important to your survival, or what your brain thinks is your survival, your body starts checking for it even when it's not being asked to. That's not a character flaw. That's your brain doing exactly what brains are built to do. Watch closely for anything that might matter. The problem is your brain still thinks a notification might mean danger or opportunity or belonging. The same circuits that once scanned the tree line for movement now scan a glowing rectangle for red dots. Is something wrong with you? No, something is very right with you. It's just aimed at the wrong target now. Let's go back further, because this isn't just about phones. This is about attention itself and how fragile it's become. Gloria Mark, a researcher at the University of California, Irvine, has spent years studying how people work and focus. Her research has tracked how long people stay on one task before switching to something else. Email, a tab, a phone, anything. Decades ago, that number was measured in minutes. Now, in many of her studies, it's measured in seconds. Not because you got worse at focusing, because your environment got better at interrupting you. Every app on your phone is competing for the same 3 inches of your attention, and they're not competing gently. They're competing with teams of people whose entire job is figuring out how to make you come back. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting a design. Think about the last time you told yourself just 5 minutes and then looked up 40 minutes later, slightly dazed, not entirely sure where the time went. That's not a lapse in willpower. That's what a well-built variable reward system is supposed to do. It's supposed to make time disappear. And here's the part that might sting a little. You probably blamed yourself for this. Called yourself lazy, undisciplined, addicted, like it was some personal failure hiding inside you. But you didn't choose the mechanism, you were born into it. Every scroll, every swipe, every red notification badge was engineered by people who understand psychology far better than most of us ever will. So what do you do with that? Not guilt. Guilt doesn't change behavior. It just makes you feel bad about the behavior you're about to repeat anyway. What actually works is smaller and stranger than most advice you've heard. It starts with noticing the anticipation itself. that little flicker right before you unlock the screen. If you can catch that flicker, just notice it without judging it. You interrupt the automatic loop. You turn an unconscious reach into a conscious choice. That's it. That's the whole first step. Not deleting apps, not throwing your phone in a drawer, just noticing the moment right before. Because once you see the lever for what it is, you stop pressing it quite so automatically. Some of the same researchers who study these attention loops have found that awareness alone, just knowing the mechanism, measurably reduces how often people check their phones without a real reason. Not because willpower increased, because the loop lost its invisibility. You can't resist the system you don't see, but once you see it, it starts to lose its grip. Think about tonight, you'll probably be lying in bed, phone in hand, telling yourself, one more scroll. That moment is coming. It comes for almost everyone, but this time you'll notice the flicker, that small burst of maybe something's there, and you'll know exactly where it came from. Not from something wrong with you, from 1,000 tiny experiments run over decades on millions of people that all led to the device now sitting in your palm. Your brain isn't broken, it's just answering a question nobody actually asked. What if something important is waiting? Most of the time, nothing is. But now you know why you check anyway. And tomorrow, when you reach for your phone again, before you even realize you're doing it, you'll know why.